And we have our sales office in Bangalore, Faridabad, and in China we have in Beijing, Guomi, and in Thailand we also sell similar products which we manufacture in India. So this is about India. Class India is situated in Morinda. We make crop harvester combines and small foragers. The roadmap of Class India: in 1991, we had a joint venture with Escorts Class. 1993, we first launched our Crop Tiger, which is the best today in the market and preferred by most of the customers for its performance. And in 1996, we launched this combine with a higher power engine, 60 HP engine. Few milestone: 2002, we sold 1,000th Crop Tiger. And 2003, we became a full subsidiary of 100% Class Group, with ending the joint venture with Escorts. 2007, we again, what I told, we break the ceremony of Morinda plant. 2008, we launched again new machine called Crop Tiger Wheel 60 for the big farms. Then milestone keep on coming for the track machine, 2000s combine in 2009, 4,000 in 2010, 5,000 in 2011. And then we also launched few different products for India market like rice transplanters in 2012. But this growth was multifold. Now in 2020, we have already launched our 10,000th Crop Tiger. So this means the pace at which we were growing earlier has been fabulous. Now in 5 years, we are able to grow double the quantity what we have we're able to satisfy our customers. So this is our product range: CT30 TerraTrack, which is the best of machine in the environment currently; CT40 track with higher HP engines; CT40 with automatic unloading systems; dominant track with good quality straws as per market requirements; then maize harvesters, crop maize machines, and also small foragers. Here also in India, we focus a lot on service. So service is a major part of us, which becomes a customer satisfaction for us around the clock, 24 hours 7. Now coming to the main agenda. The main agenda, which is for today, is what we buy, how we make, and what we need. This is a fleet which is in center, what we produce. And if you see outside this green circle, what we procure from our suppliers. In our buying terms, we have structured our purchasing into commodities. If you see here, bearings, power packs, powertrains, gearboxes, electronic components, hydraulic components, forging, castings, machinings, weldments, sheet metals, plastics, knives, chain belts, paints, filters, and everything we buy from our suppliers. All our suppliers are situated in India, and mostly there are a lot of components which we get from India currently. So today from this platform, when I'm showing my product range and also showing the products which we buy from our suppliers, also I have made few boxes which are in gray color, which are imported components. Still we are buying some imported components which, because of quality and efficiency purposes, and also in somewhere in cost. So we buy rubber tracks from Japan, we buy motors from Germany, we buy pumps from US, also some critical gears from Germany, some knives, although we buy a lot of knives from India, but there are some technological parameters where we are not able to still do the breakthroughs for knives, special knives for foragers. And if you see this hardwares, everybody must be surprised why people are buying hardwares from Europe. Still, we are not at that level in hardware. There are good companies of hardware in India, but still we have to achieve that milestone as Indian companies, where we could buy, where we could make our products so cost efficient and also good quality. Bearings is one of also, a lot of multinationals are making bearings here, but mostly when you come to know that this is imported from their plant and it's just a trade. So we also need Indian companies to come up with certain quality of bearings which are highly reliable and cost efficient. In rubber products also, although we are having good suppliers of belts, but even though today the performance of those components are not matching the reliability issues, I will come back to the reliability and why reliability is much more important to us. So I will come back to you in my next slides, and that's why I am emphasizing we have to work a lot on our parameters of improving quality, cost, competitiveness. Otherwise, as India manufacturing setup, we will be on a loser side. So we have to gear up ourselves and improve further. Now to the question, why reliability and why speed is so much important. See, we go to the basics. We are into harvesters which needs to cut crop, and God has created a cycle of harvesting which is not reversible, which is fixed. So if you see this figure, this is a rice harvesting belt, which means the plant has to be plowed and cut in a specific time of interval. And also this is a wheat harvesting belt where, again, the same topic, the plant has to be plowed and cut into the specific time interval, otherwise it will be of no use. So that is why, if you see, we have a very short development cycle. Means we have to start when the fields are getting ready for plowing. We have to build our machine when the plant is growing, and we have to test our machine and deliver our machine during the harvest only. It's unlike automobile. We are under pressure. If our dependency or our development is delayed by 15 days, we will miss a harvest and it will come next year. So this is why, as a harvester manufacturing company, agriculture manufacturing company, we are totally dependent upon the cycle of harvest, and we have to respect that. And this is our model of business. Based on this model of business, we have certain requirements, like our development cycle should be short, systematic, and very efficient. First time okay products. If we are not able to set up this first time okay products, comparing if we start in April and the feedback comes from, then we have to test it in September. During this time, we have to develop, design, produce, and manufacture. So this is very efficient model, and we cannot set back and say, okay, launching can be done. If we launch 10 days delay, the harvest is gone where I specified. So we have to be very specific. And this is a requirement of ours from our supplier. Very fast, very systematic, first time okay, very strong in development, early involvement, and this should be on a piece of when we are starting any development. Now coming to the purchasing. In class, we have two purchasing areas. One is taken care by me, Nitin Tyagi, for domestic products, and Mr. Jayan Paul, who is the head of class India sourcing team. He is supporting global products. He is responsible for procuring in India and supporting all across the plant over the globe for class development. And I am responsible for the Morinda plant and Bangalore production, Bangalore spare part division. Now coming to the strategy of purchasing, what we do, we follow our global purchasing standards. And from that, we drive aligned our strategies in India. If you see, this is our purchasing strategy for 2030 of group, where we majorly rely on performance, collaboration, efficiency, and it all rallies around our business partners, which is suppliers or vendors, whatever we want to call them. Which means we early involvement of purchasing, alliance and cooperation, innovation, IP protection, governance, OEM purchasing, standard make or buy decisions. MOB means make or buy, whether we will make it in-house, our factory, or we will get it from suppliers. Then electronic payments, payment purchase to pay modules, then talent management against purchasing, then performance management, optimizing cycles, then so lot of hardwares and softwares. We measure our performance. We know what we are getting today, how the supplier is delivering, on what parameters delivering, what is coming today. It's all electronically measured. And then we do systematic risk analysis of our supplier, across the table, dependency risk and everything. So we have a complete structure of our purchasing network. Based on this strategy, we also derive our Indian methodology. In India, our core objective is to have transparent processes of supplier management, then supplier development, cost optimization through continuous and systematic improvements of internal and external processes. Early involvement of supplier to deliver high cost, high quality, optimum cost, and on-time deliveries. Flexible, as I showed in my last slide, highly capable, flexible, innovative supplier base. We also handhold our suppliers to improve consistently with integrating quality standards so that they can perform at high level of expectation. We handhold also. It's a joint improvement. Then we work on a target cost excellence and simultaneous engineering. Although this expectation is for suppliers, but we also have our internal expectations for a team. We also participate in a lot of meetings at various levels of global platform, where we continuously evolve ourselves to learn, to be a strong member of a purchasing group, and also contribute to the society by learning those traits. So this is a strategy where we majorly focus on our bundling volumes, two-way communication. Two-way communication means always open for a supplier communication both the ways. Integration of all systematic suppliers on a global platform to have a global leverage. We are having a big pressure from customers of cost, quality, reliability. So everywhere we are trying to make it bundled. So here our suppliers have big advantage. If they're able to qualify those standards, they have big potential to become a global leverage supplier. Then risk management, we already talked about. I will explain VDA 6.3 requirement in our next slides. And then process improvements and strategic partnership with supplier, highly capable suppliers. What do we get out of it? We get out 100% quality, good pricing levels, always delivery on time, very fast development cycle. And we as a purchasing team, because we as purchasing team represent our supplier base to the management, so we always say we are making it possible and nothing is possible through these processes. Now, coming back to the supplier management. Supplier management, we have a stringent process of selection of suppliers. We do potential audit while selecting a supplier. Then we conduct a VDA audit. VDA audit, let us go in details, little details. We'll come to the next slide because I think hyperlink is not working. So online process. Then we have a portal where the application has to be submitted. This goes to the lead buyer. We have a lead buyer mechanism where a buyer for a particular commodity can be available across anywhere of the globe. So this application goes to him and then he approves it. It goes to the corporate purchasing. After approval, then the supplier is enrolled in SAP. What we get out of it? We get out of it a standard process, transparent supplier selection, robust supplier network, and global pool. You can visit our website at supplier network enrollment, and this is the website link. We don't just do this, we also evaluate our suppliers on 5 models of quality, logistics, cost, innovation, and motivation. Based on all these parameters, we rank our supplier, we do grading of our supplier, and do enrollment. Now comes the question of VDA. I think hyperlink didn't work, so we can go to the next slide. Just to have a glimpse, we measure our suppliers, new or old, on few parameters of clauses: project management, planning, product development, and product process development, their supplier management, how they manage the sub-suppliers, process analysis, how they manage their production, how they analyze their process, what is the customer satisfaction, how they support their customers. So we measure our suppliers on these parameters. There's a big audit checklist which goes, and based on that, a result comes. A result is given to us and which tells us the way where the supplier is lacking and where we have to support them. And in case of new supplier, we give them that these are the audit scores and you have to improve. And there's a cutoff criteria also. Minimum 80% score in this audit, and B category is the least which we can get into enrollment of supplier. If the supplier is below 80, he will be categorized C, and we give them a 6 months time so that he can work on these parameters which are shown here, and he can evolve with these new parameters and give us a submit a report what he has done. The re-audit will be done after 6 months, again on the same parameters, and again new score will be allocated to him. If he qualifies this golden mark of 80B, then we are ready to launch, and the target is not 80B. We have to, after starting our business, we go take him, handhold him from 80 to 90 towards, and our goal is 90A VDA score. Out of this, what are our expectations? Adaptability and flexibility. What I explained in my slide, seasonal business, very, very stringent time. We cannot change harvesting cycle windows. So we have to be very flexible, very, very adaptive to the cyclic businesses. Supplier qualification and upgrade with respect to VDA, we discussed. Apart from them, we have standard processes of non-disclosure agreements, code of conduct, supplier management, where we discuss supply agreement, what product, at what time. It is two-way agreement, which means we will give you schedules and you have to commit. Although it has two-part relationship. What I commit, I will take. What you commit, you will give. Then tooling agreements, then warranty agreements, then quality agreements. I think most of the OEMs are following, and we are also following these standards. Then direct online, which eliminates MUDA currently from our system, from your system, and we can be most cost effective, most quality confident. So we focus majorly on direct online parts. Best delivery reliability, because just in time is an order of the day, and we have to kill the cost of MUDA of the overstocking inventories. Then best practices for manufacturing, quick turnaround time, and participation in product involvement and development. This is what focus is coming more and more these days, that suppliers should be early involved so that they can contribute in product development cycle, and we can take the advantage of their knowledge. Last but then not least, I would like to end up with the photograph which is of a water plant which does not have the roots. And as an Indian company, we are saying we have very stiff roots, very stiff standards, but we have to be flexible enough that high wave of any situations like pandemic, like cost pressure from any country of the world, we have to be so adaptive, so flexible to customer demands, then we can still grow on those high waves. And we have to be very, very flexible for that. And this is from my side. Thank you very much. And if anybody wants to contact, we are tomorrow available. My complete team is available for the meetings, and we have chosen all the meetings, and all the teams, they will be coordinating with you, communicating with you, and we are open for a good supplier network, and also open for developing a supplier base which is competent enough to supply at global levels, and we are open for it. Thank you very much, and that's it from my side. Any more questions, please?
Now I request Mr. Aman Suri from Berry Udyog AGM Sourcing to please come and give his presentation. Mr. Aman Suri ji, over to you.
Hello, am I audible?
Hanji Aman ji, we are here.
Yeah.
इसको प्रेजेंटर के राइट से ना दे दिया.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. I am Aman Suri from Berry Udyog Field King. This is the history of Field King, as it started in 1978. That is 42 years back, and with the company name goes as Berry Udyog, and the brand name is Field King. and it is being under the leadership and guidance of respected Mr. Ravi Berry, our managing director, Mr. Vikram Berry, who is our director, executive director, Mr. Karan Berry. And the company is basically into all types of implement, starting from pre-harvesting to post-harvesting. For example, all types of cultivators, combine harvesters, rotavators, trailers, rotary mulchers, balers, etc. We are following a lot of quality management systems. The company is certified. We have EMS 14001 as well as SAS 18001 as well. We have global companies working on over 102 companies. Our dealers goes up to 1400 and we have served almost 1.2 million farmers. We also serve globally, so we have international quality standards also, that is CE standards. And these are values basically focused on customers, so customer centricity, integrity, innovation, quality, sustainability. Whatever we are producing, the quality, the best quality, we would like to sustain that as well. This is the infrastructure at Philippines. We basically have two plants located in Karnal, which is equipped with highly qualified VMC machines, CNC press brake machines, plasma cutting machines, powder coating machines, and robotic welding machines. We have our in-house fabrication plant where we are manufacturing all sheet metal parts. As far as the products and service requirements are concerned, there are a lot of domestic parts which we are procuring. But to go ahead with the Atmanirbhar Bharat, these are the two basic components which we would like to develop in India. That's the rotavator PTO shaft and the trailer tire wheel head. These are the domestic parts which we would like to source in India again. And though we already have suppliers, but we would like to go ahead for alternate sourcing of these parts, which includes rotavator blades, side plates, bearings, bearing housings, that is the casted parts, springs, rotavator gears, and the side covers. This variety includes forged parts as well as sheet metal parts, casted parts, and hardware parts as well. The procurement policies and the procedure which we are following at Field King are very stringent. To go ahead with, we have supplier selection, approval process. Then we register the supplier. There is a SQA audit done by our quality team along with our R&D team. The audit report being created upon that. On that basis, on the score achieved, there's approval sheet there. Then there's a pilot order and purchase order released, a delivery report, and on that basis, there's supplier rating done. For a good supplier, we can recognize the supplier with awards as well. This is from my side. Thanks a lot. If you have any questions, please go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Amanji, for your presentation. Now I request Mr. Vimalji from Captain Tractors. Vimalji, please.
जी मैं अपना yes, okay. Good morning all. We are welcoming all participants and guests in this meeting. We are very thankful for being participating in this virtual event held by CII for Vendor Development Program. Myself, Vimal Savalia, and I am the Manager of Sourcing and Commercial at Captain Tractors Private Limited. First, I wish to start from some introduction of Captain Tractors, and then we will move to our component requirement and our purchasing terms. Welcome again. As I say myself, Vimal Savalia, I am looking purchase activities, and this is some professional experience. I have 18 years experience in this field. For about Captain Tractors, we are pioneer in this segment. We have started in 1994, and we have 26 years of experience for manufacturing in mini tractors. We have 50 plus models in small tractors. It is the highest variants in these industries. no one any manufacturer have 50 variants in small tractor. We are manufacturing 100 plus implements, which we are providing 360-degree farming solution from land preparation to harvesting and transportation. We are providing 360-degree farming solution, as I said. We honored by 20 plus awards by Government of India. We have 10 plus patents on our products. Our networks available in 17 states of India. We have 170 plus domestic dealer networks. We are exporting our products to 50 plus countries. We have 300 plus employees, and we have 1 lakh plus satisfied customers for our implements and tractors. This is our product range. We are mainly available in 16.5 HP single cylinder engine, 23 HP 2 cylinder, 25 HP 2 cylinder, and now 3 cylinder engine also. This is our variants. We are exporting our products to Europe in stage 5 engines. There is 3 variants available: 273 4-wheel drive, agri tire, 273 4-wheel drive rotation, and tough tires. And we are approved by their governments. स्मॉल ट्रैक्टर कहाँ पे यूज होता है, कि स्मॉल ट्रैक्टर का एडवांटेज क्या है? तो बेसिकली जो बुलॉक और बिग ट्रैक्टर जहाँ पे उसकी लिमिटेशंस आ जाती है, वहाँ पे स्मॉल ट्रैक्टर इजीली वर्क करता है. जैसे आप देख पाएंगे इंटर कल्टीवेशन है तो बिग ट्रैक्टर वहाँ पे नहीं कर पाते, लेकिन स्मॉल ट्रैक्टर वहाँ पे काफी यूजफुल होता है. और ग्रेप स्प्रेइंग है, वहाँ पे बुलॉक और बिग ट्रैक्टर नहीं चल पाते, वहाँ पे भी स्मॉल ट्रैक्टर. तो जहाँ पे बुलॉक और बिग ट्रैक्टर की लिमिटेशन उसकी साइज की वजह से या फिर उसकी एफिशिएंसी की वजह से आती है, वहाँ पे स्मॉल ट्रैक्टर काफी हद तक उसमें काम कर पाता है. इसीलिए आज स्मॉल ट्रैक्टर का मार्केट काफी डे बाय डे ग्रो हो रहा है. तो हमारा भी ग्रोथ उसी हिसाब से हो रहा है. ये सब इम्प्लीमेंट्स है जिसमें लैंड प्रिपरेशन के इम्प्लीमेंट्स देखें तो हम कल्टीवेटर्स बनाते हैं, फरो अटैचमेंट, बर्नफॉर्मर, डिस्क हैरो, रिवर्सेबल प्लाव, डिस्क प्लाव, रोटेटिलर, रीजर, सबसॉइलर, ये सब हमारे इम्प्लीमेंट्स है. बेसिकली ये स्मॉल ट्रैक्टर के लिए इम्प्लीमेंट्स है. ये सब क्रॉप केयर के इम्प्लीमेंट्स है. स्प्रेयर पंप, 9 नोजल, हॉर्टिकल्चर स्प्रेयर, रोटेटिलर, सेंट्रीफ्यूगल पंप, इंटर ब्लेड कल्टीवेटर, फर्टिलाइजर ब्रॉडकास्टर, रिवर्स रोटरी, हाइट अटैचमेंट, ये सब इम्प्लीमेंट्स हम बनाते हैं. हार्वेस्टिंग में हमारे पास है रिपर, पोटैटो डिगर, ब्लेड कल्टीवेटर, लोन मूवर, ये सब इम्प्लीमेंट्स हम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करते हैं. कॉमर्शियल मटेरियल हैंडलिंग में देखें तो ट्रेलर, फ्रंट एंड लोडर, स्नो ब्लेड्स, टैंकर, रोड स्वीपर, कम कलेक्टर, चाफ कटर, लोन मूवर, सेंट्रीफ्यूगल पंप, पोस्टल डिगर, ये सब हम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करते हैं. दिस इज द डोमेस्टिक डीलर नेटवर्क ऑफ कैप्टन, जिसमें हमारा मेजोरिटी मार्केट है गुजरात में है, उससे आगे महाराष्ट्र है, फिर कर्नाटक, एमपी, उड़ीसा, यूपी, तमिलनाडु, राजस्थान, मणिपुर, वेस्ट बंगाल, बिहार, तेलंगाना, दिल्ली, जम्मू कश्मीर, उत्तराखंड और झारखंड. तो ये सब हमारे डेवलप स्टेट है. वर्ल्ड वाइड हमारा जो 50 कंट्रीज में प्रेजेंस है, जिसमें हम हमारे डीलर डिस्ट्रीब्यूट पेरू, ग्वाटेमाला, कोलंबिया, स्पेन, पोर्टुगल, जर्मनी, साइप्रस, बेल्जियम, यूके, फ्रांस, सूडान, जिम्बाब्वे, केन्या, रवांडा, युगांडा, मोजाम्बिक, म्यांमार, वो सब जगह, और जापान भी हम एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं. हिस्ट्री ऑफ जनरेशन, जैसे अभी हमारा रिसेंट प्रोडक्ट है, हमने रिसेंट लॉन्च कर रहे हो 8 जनरेशन है, तो जनरेशन की हिस्ट्री वी आर पायोनियर है. तो हमने फर्स्ट जनरेशन जो ट्रैक्टर बना 1994 में, तो स्क्रीन पे जो दिख रहा है फर्स्ट जनरेशन उस टाइप का कुछ ट्रैक्टर था. उसके बाद सेकंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ, 5, 6 एंड 7 जनरेशन वो हमारी काफी सक्सेसफुल सीरीज है. और उसके बाद 8 जनरेशन ऑलमोस्ट प्रोडक्शन के लिए रेडी है, तो वो भी हम नियर फ्यूचर में विद इन 1-2 मंथ्स हम लॉन्च कर रहे हैं मार्केट में 8 जनरेशन सीरीज. दिस इज अवर माइलस्टोन. 1994 में हमने फर्स्ट ट्रैक्टर बनाया जो कि सक्सेसफुल होकर रोल आउट 1998 में फर्स्ट ट्रैक्टर रोल आउट हुआ था. 2001 में हमें गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की तरफ से अप्रूवल मिला था. 2002 में हमने इम्प्लीमेंट सब स्टार्ट किए. 2003 में नाबार्ड में एनलिस्टेड हुए. 2004 में सब्सिडी अप्रूवल मिला. दिस इज द हिस्ट्री. 2005 हम आईओएस सर्टिफाइड हुए. 2006 में हमें ऑल नेशनल बैंक के साथ हमारा टाइप हुआ. 2008 में 2 अवार्ड से हमें हमें मिले हैं, जिसमें आउटस्टैंडिंग एफर्ट्स इन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और R&D का अवार्ड है। 2009 में 4 व्हील ड्राइव ट्रैक्टर्स हमने स्टार्ट किया। 2010 में हमने इम्प्लीमेंट डिवीजन को सेपरेट किया। जैसे पहले ट्रैक्टर और इम्प्लीमेंट एक ही डिवीजन में बनते थे, अभी उनका सेपरेशन हुआ 2010 में। 2011 में अगेन एक अवार्ड मिला, इनोवेशन इन टेक्नोलॉजी एंड न्यू प्रोडक्ट प्रोसेस डेवलपमेंट। 2012 में हमारा टैफे के साथ अलायंस हुआ। 2013 में हमने 120 DI सीरीज लॉन्च की, 2 व्हील ड्राइव एंड 4 व्हील ड्राइव। 2014 में हमने 200 DI सीरीज जो 16.5 HP ट्रैक्टर जो मैंने बताया वो हमने लॉन्च किए। 2015 में अगेन इनोवेशन टेक्नोलॉजी न्यू प्रोडक्ट एंड प्रोसेस डेवलपमेंट का अवार्ड मिला। 2016 में हमें 7 जनरेशन सीरीज पूरी लॉन्च की। 2017 में 5 कॉन्टिनेंट सिंगल मंथ में हमने 5 कॉन्टिनेंट्स में हमारा एक्सपोर्ट किया। 2019 में बेस्ट ऑर्चर्ड ट्रैक्टर ऑफ द ईयर, क्वालिटी मार्क अवार्ड, हरक्यूलस अवार्ड एंड बेस्ट ट्रैक्टर ऑफ द ईयर, ये सब अवार्ड्स हमें 2019 में मिले। This is the award, first award innovation technology for new product and process development, and R&D, फिर outstanding entrepreneurship innovation, ये सब है। क्वालिटी एंड एनवायरनमेंट अवार्ड है, वो सब अवार्ड्स हमें मिले हैं। 2019 में है क्वालिटी मार्क अवार्ड, हरक्यूलस अवार्ड, जो अवार्ड सेट जो 12 अवार्ड्स मैंने बताया वो इस तरह से। अभी तक 30,000 प्लस कैप्टन ट्रैक्टर्स हम सेल कर चुके हैं, जो कि काफी सक्सेसफुली चलते हैं। दिस इज अवर एसोसिएटेड सप्लायर, जो वेल नोन ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री में सभी हमारे सप्लायर्स हैं। NBC बेरिंग भी हमारे सप्लायर्स हैं। These are the suppliers. Now coming to our requirements, हमारे रिक्वायरमेंट है फोर्जिंग कंपोनेंट, मशीन फोर्जिंग कंपोनेंट, जिसमें रियर एक्सल शाफ्ट है, लिफ्ट आर्म्स है, हाइड्रोलिक क्रैंक है, ड्रम ब्रेक्स है, बेरिंग हाउसिंग है, पंप कनेक्शन है, हाउसिंग कवर है और एक्सेल फ्लांज है। इसके रिलेवेंट जो भी कंपोनेंट्स है जिसमें डिफरेंट चीज आती है वो हमारे रिक्वायरमेंट्स है। In gears and shaft, we require crown and pinion, gears, different types of gears, extension shaft, transmission shaft, PTO shaft, pull gears, and differential bevel gears. In electrical and wiring harnesses, battery cables, wiring harness, instrument cluster, flasher, ignition switches, and brake switch. These are the electrical requirements. In sheet metal components, we require skin panels like fenders, footrest, and fuel tanks, silencers, dashboards, pipe fittings, mounting brackets, and fuel tank cage. In heavy fabrication, we require front axle support, ROPS, rollover protection systems, lower link brackets like this type components, and trailer hooks. In heavy fabric, this is the plastic component, instrument panel, front bezel, toolbox, and fender arcs. This is our requirements in plastic components. In casting, heavy casting, transmission housing, crankcase, and center housing. Like this type of component, there is much more variants, but this type of components we require in casting with machining. Other clutch assembly, crankcase, and springs. This type of components also we require infrequently. Basic processes in terms for supplier registration and enrollment process. First, supplier information form. Basically, किसी का भी इंक्वायरी आता है तो हम उसको सप्लायर इंफॉर्मेशन फॉर्म भेजते हैं। उसके बाद इसमें टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन एक्सेप्ट के बाद पूरा सप्लायर का इंफॉर्मेशन फॉर्म हमारे पास आता है। उसके बाद अभी वर्चुअल, पहले फिजिकल विजिट होती थी, अभी वर्चुअल विजिट करते हैं हमारी सोर्सिंग टीम। फर्स्ट लेवल उनके पास क्या क्या मशीनरीज है, क्या क्या फैसिलिटीज है, किस टाइप के कंपोनेंट्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करते हैं, वो पहले मटेरियल टीम की ओर से वो वेरीफाई होकर स्क्रूटिनी हो जाएगा। उसके बाद नेक्स्ट लेवल पे SQA को इन्वॉल्व किया जाता है, सप्लायर क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस को। वो पूरा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, फैसिलिटीज, पार्ट फिजिबिलिटी, मैन पावर स्किल, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, पैकिंग, डिस्पैच प्रोसेसेस, डॉक्यूमेंट रिकॉर्ड्स, इंस्पेक्शन मेथड एंड इक्विपमेंट्स, उसको वेरीफाई करते हैं। एंड उसके नेक्स्ट पे जाता है SQ एंड परचेस अप्रूवल। बोथ साइड से अप्रूवल मिलता है कि सप्लायर क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस की तरफ से कि ये कंपोनेंट जो आप उनको देने वाले हैं ये वो कर पाएंगे, और परचेस साइड से कि चलिए वो सप्लायर है वो कैपेबल है ऑल द थिंग्स। उसके बाद वेंडर रजिस्ट्रेशन प्रोसेस आता है, वेंडर का रजिस्ट्रेशन होता है, उसका कोड अलॉटमेंट होता है, फिर सप्लायर का एग्रीमेंट प्रोसेस रहता है। देन उस सप्लायर को ड्राइंग इश्यू किया जाता है RFQ के लिए, और सप्लायर्स के साथ टाइमलाइन डिफाइन हो जाती है कि कितने टाइम पे वो हमें फर्स्ट सैंपल सप्लाई कर पाएंगे। नेक्स्ट कॉमर्शियल अप्रूवल आता है, कॉस्ट ब्रेकअप, सीट, वो सब कॉमर्शियल फाइनलाइजेशन, स्टडी एंड कॉस्ट, वो सब मीनवाइल उसी में हो जाता है। उसके बाद फर्स्ट सैंपल लोड का परचेस ऑर्डर, उसके बाद उसका अप्रूवल आता है, जिसमें हम 5 या 10 यूनिट्स के लिए सैंपल लेते हैं। सैंपल के बाद उसका टेस्टिंग, उसके जो भी केमिकल कंपोजिशन, वो सब जो क्वालिटी की रिक्वायरमेंट है वो सब लेके उसको अप्रूवल के बाद उसका पायलट बैच के लिए ऑर्डर निकलता है। फिर पायलट बैच का अप्रूवल होता है, जो फील्ड के लिए फील्ड में वो ट्रैक्टर जाता है और फील्ड में भी हम उसका पूरा टेस्टिंग वगैरह सब करते हैं। और उसके बाद पायलट बैच अप्रूवल के बाद उसका फाइनल सप्लाई के लिए परचेस ऑर्डर निकलता है। फिर बाद में उसको एक SOB अलॉट किया जाता है, वो शेयर ऑफ बिजनेस के ऊपर से उनको एवरी मंथ परचेस ऑर्डर निकलता है। Our legal terms देखें तो all the suppliers should compile all the local and national laws, जैसे कि GST हो गया, लेबर, इन्वायरमेंट, सेफ्टी, वो सब उसमें कंपाइल होने चाहिए। The suppliers should follow ethical business practices. We are automobile companies and ethics is priority for us. So ethical business practices जो है वो follow होने चाहिए। The suppliers should maintain exclusivity of captain design parts. जो हमारी डिजाइन के पार्ट है वो सप्लायर किसी और को सप्लाई ना करे, उसका उनको कमिटमेंट देना पड़ता है। तो वो बेसिक लीगल टर्म्स है हमारी। क्वालिटी टर्म्स में ISO सर्टिफिकेट होना चाहिए, IATF, ISO जो भी मैंडेटरी रिक्वायरमेंट हो उनके पास होना चाहिए। The supplier should have dedicated quality department of raw material, process, finished goods, quality control. क्वालिटी डिपार्टमेंट डेडिकेशन होना चाहिए कि जो इसी ये सब प्रोसेसेस के ऊपर उनका कंट्रोल, तो हमारी बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट है। The supplier should have in-house material testing facility, raw material as finished goods for major requirements. इन-हाउस मटेरियल टेस्टिंग फैसिलिटी भी होनी चाहिए। जो रॉ मटेरियल आता है फिर उसका प्रोसेस होके जो भी कंपोनेंट बनता है उसके भी टेस्टिंग है, वो इन हाउस जो मेजर जो ऐसे कोई टेस्टिंग फैसिलिटी जिसमें आउटसोर्स करना पड़ेगा वो ठीक है, लेकिन जो छोटे कंपोनेंट है उसमें इन हाउस होना चाहिए। इन टाइम डेवलपमेंट एंड फर्स्ट टाइम राइट प्रोडक्ट, वो हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट है कि इन टाइम डेवलपमेंट होना चाहिए और फर्स्ट टाइम राइट प्रोडक्ट मिलनी चाहिए। फाइनेंशियल टर्म्स में we expecting minimum 60 days credit terms from supplier. The supplier have to give warranty of their parts as per suitable warranty terms. जो हमारा ट्रैक्टर का जब तक वारंटी है तब तक पार्ट्स का वारंटी हम एवरी कस्टमर को देते हैं, तो उसमें सप्लायर का सपोर्ट रहता है, तो वो भी हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट है। तो सप्लायर हम मेंटेन मिनिमम स्टॉक ऑफ कंपोनेंट, कि हमारा प्लानिंग के हिसाब से जो परचेस होता है उसके हिसाब से उनको मिनिमम स्टॉक मेंटेन करना पड़ता है, ताकि जब भी सीजन का टाइम हो तो प्लस माइनस होता है, तो उसके हिसाब से वो हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट को फुलफिल कर पाए। सप्लाई टर्म्स में देखें तो द सप्लाई शुड परचेस रॉ मटेरियल थ्रू CTPL अप्रूव्ड मिल। जो हम अप्रूव्ड मिल देते हैं, जो मेटल की मिल है, जो स्टील मिल, उन्हीं के पास से उनको मटेरियल लेना पड़ेगा और उनका जो सर्टिफिकेट, टेस्टिंग, TC वगैरह है उनको सबमिट करना पड़ेगा, उसके बाद भी उसको प्रोसेस ले सकता है। The supplier should have sufficient space to storage and preserve the raw material. Raw material के लिए उसके पास sufficient space होना चाहिए। The supplier should have suitable logistics system, own and transportation. तो transportation के लिए उनके पास suitable logistics system भी होनी चाहिए। Procurement policy देखें तो we prefer to get supply with reasonable cost, not cheapest. हम reasonable cost पे लेना चाहते हैं क्योंकि हमारा प्रोडक्ट है वो स्मॉल एंड मार्जिनल फार्मर के लिए प्रोडक्ट है। और जैसे कि सुबह में डॉक्टर साहब ने बताया था मॉर्निंग में कि अभी स्मॉल एंड मार्जिनल फार्मर की जो नंबर्स है वो काफी बढ़ रहे हैं डे बाई डे, तो उनके लिए जो हमारा काफी रिजनेबल कॉस्ट पे हमें प्रोडक्ट्स बनाना पड़ेगा उनके लिए, तो हम रिजनेबल कॉस्ट सप्लायर से एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं विन विन पॉलिसी के साथ। We prefer very conscious and accountable supplier, कि सप्लायर वेरी कॉन्शियस होने चाहिए सप्लाई को लेकर और काफी अकाउंटेबल होने चाहिए मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस एंड फिनिश पार्ट्स के लिए। They are believing in long term relationship only. तो काफी आज भी हमारे काफी पुराने सप्लायर है, और अभी आज भी हम जिनको नया सप्लाई ज्वाइन कर रहे हो तो लॉन्ग टर्म बिजनेस रिलेशनशिप को लेके ही ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, तो भी हमारी एक एक्सपेक्टेशन होती है सप्लायर से। We procuring parts from based on our planning monthly, quarterly and yearly. जो हम सप्लायर को ईयरली प्लानिंग देते हैं, क्वार्टरली भी देते हैं और मंथली भी देते हैं, तो उनके बेस पे हमारा परचेसिंग होता है। Thank you very much. This is my contact details, and we are available for every time 24/7 for any inquiries and any products. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation. I would now request all the sellers to gather their thoughts and put forth some questions in case they have any. We'll pause for some time and then we'll move to the next speaker, please. Once again, requesting the sellers in case they have any specific questions to Mr. Savalia or maybe the previous two speakers, you can just post it there in the chat box. We have a question from Mr. Arun Jain. Is Captain Tractor planning to have LED lights? You may like to respond to this, please.
Yes, we have requirement of LED lights in our upcoming generations tractors.
Thank you for the response, Mr. Savalia. Mr. Jain, I hope this solves your query. Any other questions, please, or we move to our next speaker, Mr. Navina. Fine. So I think we don't see any more questions coming in. So I'll request Mr. Navina to please start with the presentation. Over to you, Mr. Navina.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my screen is visible.
Yes, please. Your screen is visible and you are also visible.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon. I am representing VST Tiller and Tractor from Mysore, Karnataka. Regarding myself, Navina HL from sourcing. First, I brief about my company, VST Tiller and Tractor.
Mr. Navina, can I just request for Mrs. Navina, sorry for the interruption. Can you please put the slide on full screen? I think that will help the participants take a better view.
Yeah. Now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. It's up on the screen. Thank you. Thank you.
Late V.S. Tiruvengada Swami Mudiyalar founded VST Group. VST Groups have 100-year legacy is built with values of trust and innovation. As on date, it is a 4,000+ crore, and we are the manufacturer of tiller and tractor. And automobile manufacturing of tiller and tractor and precision components. And we are shareholding pattern of VTTL. VST Group, we are having 51.49%, and Mitsubishi Heavy Industries 2.93%, and public we have 45.58%. And corporate office is located in Bangalore, and tractor office is located on Hosur, and tiller will be in Malur, and precision component is in Mysore. I am representing from Mysore Precision Component. The vision statement, we will be a 3,000 crore global brand in diversified farm mechanization products and solution by 2025. And our mission is we will accomplish our vision with undivided and undeterred commitment towards innovative quality products through inspired individual, simplified systems, and 5X leadership. That 5X leadership will be customer centricity, integrity, synergy, speed, stretch, go green. Next, the journey for the VST PCD Mysore. In 1911, VST Group founded by late Sri V.S. Tiruvengada Mudiyalar. In 1995, Precision Component was jointly promoted by VST Mitachi Corporation. In 2006 and 2007, joint venture with Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. And 2015-26 we have get best supplier award for new product development from MHI. This is the aerial view of our VST Precision Component Division Mysore, located in Karnataka. And our market, our customer for the tiller and tractors is Russia, Turkey, Indonesia, Middle East, Japan, Europe, and Precision Component in Mysore, United Kingdom, South Korea, Germany, Italy, Canada, and United States. And our products has become the name symbolizing quality and excellence in the field of engine components. We are making 5C components. Single cylinder of crankshaft, total length of 294 mm, 3-cylinder crankshaft of 576 mm, 4-cylinder crankshaft, total length 650 mm. It is applicable of automobile, mass transportation, railway, farm and agriculture, marine. Our products is like this engine cases, transmission cases, cylinder blocks, and brake shoe pad for export parts like railway and metro divisions, and support arms and pull sleeves. We are doing some component in our in-house facility also and some component in outsource facility also. And our product requirement is casting parts and bought out parts and forging parts and sheet metal parts. These are the main commodities. And procurement policies and procedures should be annual requirement. Based on annual requirement, we derived from plan. Purchase order, internal sourcing will be release the purchase order based on the capability and capacity available to our outsource. Schedule will be given on weekly basis for high value items to maintain the minimum inventory. On reorder level basis, we will release the schedule to our source suppliers, like confirm schedule for 1 month and tentative for 1+2. It will be 1 firm month and 2 tentative. And follow-up should be ensured that all items are available for production as per the schedule without line stoppage for our in-house. Review status will report is made by concerned manager and necessary corrective action taken in any anticipated supply problem. During that time, we will review with buyer wise and we will resolve the issues. Supplier wise pending schedule list will be sent on reminder basis. It will be once we get the confirm from supplier, we will stop the reminders. And the vendor registration process is first we will check the feasibility check with our vendor. After that, we will make one NDA sign off. After NDA sign off, we will share the drawings, or if required, we will share the samples also. After that, we will make one pre-award meeting along with supplier. After that, our SQA team will visit the supplier end and is make some audit and he will give some score. After, based on that SQA approval and score, we will create the vendor. For the required document for the vendor registration is GST registration certification is the mandatory thing, and PAN card is the mandatory thing. Banker certification as certified by banker, it is a mandatory thing. And cancel check also we required original one. And duly filled format shared by VST internal sourcing team. And if MSME is applicable means we require the document also. The delivery terms adherence to schedule is greater than 95%, and the payment term should be MSME means it will be derived to 45 days. If non-MSME supplier, we will change over to 60 days. And validity of order, the validity of order is based on first we will release the NPD PO, new product development PO. After that, we will give some small quantity one-time PO. After PPAP completion and everything is as completed means we have to release the schedule agreement. Statutory adherence will be 100%. Supply conditions will be we have to deliver like forging items for casting item and bought out item. Proper packing we will be shared to supplier. Based on that packing method, we will give the condition. And quality reports is the mandatory. Each and every invoice supplier will have shared the quality report like PDI report, material related test certificate, and metallurgy related anything is there, you have to share. It is a mandatory reports. Rejection disposal for each and every supplier we have made 48 hours is that lead time for the rejection disposal. If any material reject in GRN stage itself, it will be a 24 hours. Within 24 hours, we will dispose all the rejection material. PPM target and the mode of transport, we have to, based on our requirement, we will decide that. It will be a faster mode, means it will be a special vehicle, and based on that, we will decide the mode of transport. And lead time for response, if we release the schedule with one week advance for the next month, we will receive the response within 2 days. He is not give the any response, we will consider as he is agreed for 100% schedule acceptance. General stocking guidelines, it will be applicable of Kanban, VMI and everything. It will be a stocking guidelines. And the tooling ownership, it will be purely depending on machining shop, subcon vendors. Based on if any required toolings or any jigs or any fixtures, we will support for initial setup. And this is the QMS certification. We have quality policy. We have shared here. This much from VST tiller and tractor. Thank you. Thank you so much. If I have any query or any questions, you can ask me.
Yeah, I think there is one of the queries which is coming. This one?
Quality files. Yes.
I think this is a representative from Quality Foils India, and they say that they are the leading manufacturers of flexible stainless steel bellow hole assemblies, and they can make and design EGR flex as per the customer requirements. So the question here is that kindly suggest how do we get to associate with yourself?
You can contact me. I have shared my contact number. You can directly contact me. I will update all that things.
So I'll just bring this to the notice of all the participants here, that Mr. Savalia has also shared the details earlier, and I think Mr. Navina have also shared the details during the presentation. So I hope everyone has made a note of it. Any further questions from Mr. Navina, or we move on to our next speaker, Mr. Behel?
Yeah, that much only. Can you move on?
Thank you, Mr. Navina. Thank you for your time. I would now request Mr. Anil Behel from Farm Equipment to maybe start the presentation.
Yeah, good afternoon to all. So you are able to see the presentation?
We can see the presentation. Can you please put it on full view? Yeah, now we are able to see the full view. You are audible and the presentation can also be seen. You can please proceed now.
Yeah. So welcome to all. This company is pretty young. We started in 2000 and it's located in Badi. We started with the tractors, and in 2002 we indigenized the engine components. And 2006 we commissioned our own foundry, because we at that time this foundry which was put up in 2006 is a pretty modern foundry. We have a visa plant here, and then in 2008 we diversified our portfolio and added pick and carry cranes, and the capacity on per se tractors is 12,000 tractors, and right now we are utilizing 50% of our capacity. So there is a good room for us to expand our market share also. And then right now what we are doing after the pandemic, during this thing, as it is like all the tractor companies, we are also facing supply chain issues, and now this is an opportunity also to look from broader perspective, that who can be our suppliers who can be with us for a longevity period of time. today we are doing 25 tractors per day production. And I am proudly, I can say that the first shot quality, we are at 70%, which is a good benchmark in the industry. And we are doing right now 3 cranes per day. We have started doing track type harvesters. So we are coming up with a second facility in Haryana, where we will be investing close to 100 crore rupees in harvester facility. And then gradually next year we want to ramp up the capacities and increase the production to 50 tractors per day, 7 cranes, and 3 harvesters per day. Why Endofarm is the best partner for business? We have excellent product range. Pick and carry also we are number 2 in the market, and then we have harvesters we just started. The good part is that the promoters are from a farmer community, so they understand the needs of the farmers. And the plant, which is where we are sitting right now, so it's a modern plant, and we have very cost-effective operations, and we are very flexible in running our operations, and we have faster turnaround in product development. The decision making itself is very fast because the next generation has taken the reins, and the next generations are they are quite educated, and they have done their education from UK, and then they are under 30, so they understand the decision making has to be fast once you have to take a big leap. Then we are already a SAP we already have SAP on our food systems here, and the group has a determination to grow. It's an open culture. The age of the employee in the company is 35 years, and in the purchase we are 29 years average age of employees there. So it's a good, young, energetic team which is in place. And then we have our own powerful engines. We do buy engines from Mitsubishi Stage 5 engine for our European requirement, but otherwise, and for the higher horsepower cranes, we use Volvo Eicher, and then we have started using now Mahindra and Mahindra also BS4 combined engines. So our tractors are fuel efficient, and then slowly what we have seen is that we have now started going into a niche market where people, if they have their specific requirements, we are a company which listen to those requirements and we incorporate those specific requirements for specific markets. Now coming to the supplier product specific requirements, our suppliers, we have a proper organization structure. Normally, if you see, the tractor industry is an industry which is seeing a price erosion in the market, and everybody is we are looking at a supplier base where the supplier has a proper organization structure. When we do regular audits, it should qualify for a regular audit score of 90%. Reliable supplier with a back-end supply chain management. That means the tier 2 and tier 3 suppliers, they have to be in line with the tier 1, so that the complete supply chain is effective. Then only the tier 1 supplier can be more reliable and cost effective. Then the supplier needs to take up the ownership for APQP and PPAP, which is what we have now started implementing. And we have now 30% of our vendor base is already in this category, and the in-house sections need to be less than 2000 ppm. The ECM change management, it has to be implemented and verified, which is the change management cycle is now pretty fast because there are a lot of changes which are happening in the market. As I said, that we are We are a company which listens to customers, and customer specific requirements for specific markets are incorporated even for small batches. So this ECN change management in our case is very, very important, and it's for us also it is a very fruitful kind of thing, and which we expect also the lead at supplier to ensure that ECN change management is understood and implemented. Another thing is the the supplier, that means understand what parts he is making, what is the functionality of the part, where that is going, and supplier should understand that it is for them, it may be a one part, for us it is one tractor. So for him, he has to understand that when he is supplying a part, he is not supplying a part, he is supplying tractor material basically. So for him, it is let's say one shaft. For us, it's one tractor. So he has to understand the criticality of the parts also, and understand what are the functionality of that part, which are those critical parameters where Tokai has to be implemented and PIS has to be followed, and we always try to invite our suppliers to see that what we have done in our factory, so that that can be directly taken. Those are low-hanging fruits which can be implemented very fast. The customer satisfaction points in our case is the zero line stoppages, so which is something which we record very meticulously, and we inform to the supplier that if there is any line stoppages because of the supply chain issues or the quality issues, and that is monitored also very meticulously. Then field issues, if there are issues, or the resolution time is more important. How you are able to how quickly will you resolve the issues, and the proactive approach in resolving the issues is what we are looking at sometimes. The zero PPM at our end, which I said, which we have a long way to go. We have right now around 30% again, which are right now qualifying for zero PPM. A good service network we are looking at from the suppliers. Now, sourcing strategy which is in place is grow, fix, and exit strategy. That means we want to grow the reliable suppliers. As I say that when we are monitoring these parameters of zero line stoppages, zero PPM, and quick resolution of problems, so the suppliers who are qualifying in this criteria, they are placed in the growth category. So the new business opportunities, the new RFQs are going to these suppliers, and then the new product lines like harvesters or cranes, those suppliers are given the opportunities to get more and more business, so that these growth suppliers are the suppliers who become then finally the part of our premium supplier base, which is what we have started developing for the future. So future is the premium supplier base which we are looking at, and the grow suppliers who fall in the grow category are the ones who are transformed into premium supplier base. Then the second is the fixed strategy, where we want to improve the suppliers who are willing to grow with the company. That means we have a supplier quality improvement team in place which goes to these suppliers, have the interactions with the suppliers. If some process improvements have to be done, there are champions who we pull out those resources from our operations and work with them. But at the end of the day, if the willingness is there, certainly we try to fix the issues, and then this supplier base, which is in fixed categories, slowly with lot of efforts ensure that this is transformed into a supplier base, low supplier base, so that this is again a supplier base where we can rely, and after some time when we do the proper audits, we can bring this to a low supplier base. And then there are suppliers where we see that they are not willing to improve in spite of the efforts of SQIP team. And then there can be other reasons also. If we are not, let's say, if our volume of business with them is very less, so they may not be interested also. So these are the supplier base we are wanting to exit it. So it is So we are looking at this strategy to that we are future ready for our transformation. The qualities which we are looking in our business partners is that they have to work as per the company strategy and vision to achieve the desired goals and production numbers. So for us, what we look at that back to and that what kind of production numbers, what we said and what we are achieving and how supplier base is coping up with that. For us, two-way communication is very important. It's a continuous process, and we have a lot of suppliers which are put in low category. When we are wanting to make them to a premium supplier base, then there a lot of encouragement is there to follow a proactive approach so that they generate cost reduction ideas, use innovative technology to achieve cost reduction initiatives, optimize it, and then they are the ones who are invited for exercises like tear down analysis, functional analysis, and developing specific requirements, understanding the functions and having alternate designs. Those are the suppliers who are involved at the design stage when we are wanting to have new models in place. So those are the suppliers who are involved from the day one, which are the ones who are there in the blue category. And then the fast implementation of changes, because when we are wanting to implement cost reduction ideas, so we have to have a good tab on the ECNs. We can have a brilliant cost reduction idea, but if that is not implemented, then it is of no use basically. And then we are looking at the supplier scorecard and rating areas. For us, we follow a simple thing: quality, service, technology, price. So for us, quality is foremost. 35% of weightage is given to quality, and service is 25%, and then technology 10% and 30% to cost. So the suppliers, as I said, that who are consistently supplying products which are falling into 0 ppm and who are willing to improve, they are the ones with whom we want to invest time, energy, and money so that they fall into the premium supplier base, which is the one which we want, so that they grow with us as we grow, and they are the ones who participate with us in our future projects also. So that is the, and then the last thing is that we have to be a good finisher. That means the parts are ready. Being environment friendly, we have started green procurement initiatives, returnable packaging. So a lot of we have involved a lot of players who are helping us out in this initiative so that we can get rid of wood and bank upon the returnable packaging solutions. So this is another, and then we are looking at in our supply chain use of electric vehicles so that a lot of energy conservation things can be in place. So this is what I can say. If you have any questions, you're open to ask me also. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Bisan.
Thank you for the presentation. I would now request all the sellers and the suppliers to put forth their questions. Meanwhile, I'll just read some of the comments that have come to us. That is for the information of all the OEM who have made their presentations. So we have Mr. Nikhil. He has a remark that I am from Fronius India Welding Manufacturer Company. If anyone is having issues with welding, do contact us. The company name is Fronius India Welding Manufacturer, Fronius. There is no contact detail which has been left by Mr. Nikhil. So I've just read those comments. Then we have Mr. Angad Singh, who mentions, introduces that we introduce ourselves as suppliers of oil seals, valve stem seals, PTFE lip crankshaft seals. There's Mr. Rao, who has requested for contact details of Indofarm. So, Mr. Behel, in case you haven't left any details, contact details, you may like to either respond to him privately, or you may just post that for everyone's reference.
Yeah, so it is anil@indoform.in is my email ID, so people can contact me.
So that's ANIL.BEHL.
There is no dot. It is Anil Behel is one word. Anil Behel.
Okay. ANILBEHL at indofarm.in. Okay. So I hope all the participants have made a note of his contact details. We have two more queries here. One is Mr. Rahul Dhami. He's mentioning if there's any requirement for camshafts. Mr. Well, any response to this one? Mr. Behel, can you hear us? Requesting attention of Mr. Behel. Mr. Behel, are you there? Meanwhile, I'll just we wait for Mr. Behel's response. I'll just read out the other comments which have come in. We have Mr. Gaurang Vadkar, writing to all the panelists that requesting everyone to share your requirement for sheet metal stamping, machining and forging parts. Mr. Rao has a question. Any requirement for tractor trolleys? We have another question from gentleman, Mr. Shrenik Sheth. We'll just respond to you, Mr. Sheth.
So you're able to listen? Hello? Hello? You're able to listen to me? I'm Anil Behel.
Yes, sir. We, I think, missed you in
yes.
between. There were quite a few comments.
Yeah. So I said we are looking for sources who can supply the camshafts in chilled iron casting.
Yeah, so I'll request attention of Mr. Rahul Dhami. Mr. Anil Behel is responding to your question that on the requirement of camshafts. So Mr. Behel, can you please repeat your response?
Yeah, Mr. Afternoon, this is Anil Behel. We are looking for sources who can help us with chill iron castings, chill iron camshafts. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. I'll now move to the next question. Here, there's a question, though this is maybe for VST, not specifically for you, but I'm just reading out for everyone's reference. does VST have plans for electric tillers? Do they need any design or styling service? So that's just a remark which has come in. Then Mr. Gaurav Vadkar has a specific question that if there's any requirement for sheet metal stamping, machining, and forging parts. Mr. Bell?
So certainly, yes, we, as I said, that we are always in need of good suppliers, and they can always contact me. So we are looking for critical fabricated parts which involved precision machining also. So there are parts, so people can contact me.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. We have another question from Mr. Naveen Rao. Any requirement for tractor trolleys?
That I will have to check because I am not aware of this, but I can come back to you on that.
Thank you. Then is there any requirement of hydraulic seals? This is a question from Mr. Sri Krishna. So I think
We always we can evaluate the manufacturer, and depending on the applications, there are suppliers where critical applications normally we don't resource, but there are other applications which are non-critical in nature, and we are open to looking at the vendor base for that.
thank you. We have another question from Mr. Sameer Gupta. And the question is, what are the product categories open for resourcing at Indofarm?
Okay, I will answer this thing. We are looking at resourcing of wheel rims, resourcing of complex sheet metal parts, and resourcing of hardware.
Thank you. We are receiving a lot of queries, for the session which is already over. I see a few questions which are coming in for VST. So I will request all the sellers to kindly be prompt and put in their questions, when the session is on by a particular OEM. So Mr. Angad here has a question that any requirement of seals, and there is a specific request, Mr. Bell, which has come in for a specific meeting, one-to-one meeting, business meeting with you tomorrow. So
I have for that. You can.
So what is the best way to get to reach out to you?
Yes. So tomorrow I'm available. Let's have this thing from 11 to 2.
Yeah, so this was a query from one specific seller, but from Mr. Gaurang.
Okay.
So, Mr. Gaurang, I think that answers your query. Mr. Behel has given you a time band wherein he's available. I think we can come back to you separately on this and arrange for a business meeting with Mr. Behel. So I hope this resolves on that part. Yeah, so Mr. Bell, there is another query. This is from Yagna Narayana. This is, dear sir, as we are supplier of high pressure die casting dies and parts, is there any requirement for die casting tools and die casted machine parts? If any such requirement, kindly share the buyer details. So that's the query. So, I mean, would you want to answer this?
Yeah, I will answer it there. Normally the die casting parts are, these are water return lines. Okay, so these are 2 or 3 parts which go into this tractor, and people can contact me directly tomorrow between 11 to 2, and then we can have a dialogue.
Thank you. Thank you. In fact, I'm being prompted to another thing also. We have a representative by the name of Mr. Arjun S. So he's mentioned that if there's any requirement for design or styling or branding service, please contact us at the Tata Elxsi booth. Tata Elxsi is actually the principal sponsor of this event. And just for the information of all the participants, including the OEM representatives here, when you log in to the Hive platform, that's CII hive.in/farmmac, FARM, and then again MACH. Most of you would have earlier joined in from this Hive platform. We request you to visit the exhibition booths there so that you can actually understand the kind of products these sellers are bringing in for the OEMs. We may go into slight detail after we have the next speaker, Mr. Nagraj presentation. So we'll move on to that. Then, Mr. Bell, there's another question from Mr. Pankaj Sen. Any requirement for automotive lighting?
If you ask me, this will only come once have a new tractor on the design board. We are very open for this in our new projects, so people can contact me tomorrow between 11 to 2.
Thank you. Then there's a query from Mr. Jayant Kumbhalkar. He says, Mr. Behel, I think they are they are from SAP parts and can support you with innovative metal face seals for tractor axles and PTO innovative seals. Do you foresee any such requirement?
We are open for these things in harvester combined. So the new product which we have just started, so there is an opportunity on that, and certainly SAP is invited to have a dialogue.
I send you.
Fine. So, and then there is another Mr. Adit Kumar. He introduces that they are the leading manufacturer of pressed steel, light and heavy fabrication. They're looking for an opportunity in tractor and farm machinery. Their company name is Eastman Inpex. So, have you been sourcing from here, Mr. Behel, or would you want to have some details?
We had not sourced any parts right now, but we are very keen to work with Eastman Inpex.
So, Mr. Adit, I think you would have got your response from Mr. Behel on this. I think there is an opportunity for you to connect with him. Mr. Gaurang Vadkar has also responded for the meeting. Mr. Gaurang, I think we'll just come back to you. You already have left your details. So let this entire session get over, and I think we'll bilaterally connect with you and Mr. Behel separately on the private meeting. Then we have another query from Mr. Pavel Rajani Ganga Industries. Mr. Anil Behel, are you interested in pre-harvest agriculture implements like seed drills or thresher machines for supply?
I will come back to you that because this is part of the marketing strategy, so I would not be able to answer it right now. But certainly you can get the details and I can check with marketing and then come back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. So I think most of the queries we've answered, except of course, there were some queries related to VST for which, we'll be writing back in the chat box on the contact details of Mr. Navina. And so I think that's completes the round of questions to you, Mr. Bell. Thank you so much for, being a patient, listener to all the queries and responding to everyone. And also for the presentation. So we'll now be moving on to our next presentation. That will be from Mr. Nagraj from International Tractors Sonalika. We are, I think, just waiting for him to join the panel. Requesting all the sellers and suppliers to kindly stay back. We're still waiting for Mr. Nagraj to join. I think, and I'll just quickly try to engage the audience. This is a 2-day program, and it is CII's first virtual event on farm machinery and components. We've got 4 takeaways in this 2 days program. On day 1, it was a half-day conference which opened with an inaugural session, where the chief guest was the Joint Secretary, MNT, Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India, Ms. Shomita Biswas. The event is chaired by Mr. Harish Chavan, the CEO of Mahindra and Mahindra Swaraj Division. There's a lot of, I think, effort which has gone into bringing you all together. We had an equal representation from the OEMs and the suppliers as a core group of this event, and I hope all of you are able to reap the benefits of this opportunity. Buyer seller meetings have been scheduled on day 2 from 1000 to 1800 hours, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's almost about 100 meetings that we are doing tomorrow. It will be quite an excitement round tomorrow, that everyone will, I think, be presenting their best of best in the 10-minute slots which has been pre-scheduled and pre-allocated to them. There's another, as I was mentioning, there's a component of exhibition as well. So once again, requesting all the participants to do visit the exhibition as well, so that not only they understand the importance of being present in the form of a virtual stall during such interactions, but the CII program, where they receive any such invitation, it is always a very economical opportunity. It's almost 24/7, wherein you can actually just be present for any of your prospect to visit. You can expect your prospect to start interaction with your company representative. So it's an easy way wherein you really not are allocating all the resources at all time, whether it is the financial resources or the human resources. So it's a very good way of being there and letting others know about your products in detail in the form of banners, standees, brochures, product catalogs, even corporate videos. So I would request that after we are done with the presentation of Mr. Nagraj, we might have to take a short break, because the next 2 speakers, Mr. Pritiman and Mr. Sanjeev, they might take some more time to join, because we are running a little early on the schedule.
We can release. Release. Okay. चटनी खा दो
A very good afternoon to Mr. Nagraj, from International Tractors Sonalika. I am now requesting Mr. Nagraj to please begin his presentation, and requesting once again the sellers to be a little more prompt on the questions so that they are able to address your queries then and there when the speaker is himself present. So over to you, Mr. Nagraj.
Good evening to all.
Good evening, sir.
Yes. Yes, good evening to all. First of all, thank you for given the opportunity to participate us in the for the vendor seller the discussion. So first, I'll let me brief about ITL Sonalika group. So we are there is the third largest in the country for there is a agriculture tractors and farm equipment with a market share of almost about 14 to 15% market share. The second largest in the country for the implement manufacturers in the country. So on our product portfolio, we have about there is a normally we have 5 series. So one is on the small tractors we call garden track series. The second there is from the beginning. So we have called there is a DI series engine tractors. The other one is there is a we call the facelift models. There is entirely of different styling all this. Then of course we have there is a one we have in-house cabin also, and which goes for mostly on our European export markets. And we are proud there is a we are the there is the largest exporter of tractors from this country. And we have there is a one of the top 5 brand recognized in there is a European market. So In fact, no, there is a ITL. No, there is a. If you look at no, our growth is more than the industry growth, and we have a production capacity of no, there is a 3 lakh per annum at a single location, which is also though there is a the only one.
Can I
company
please
which is-
request you to put the presentation on full screen so that it is more clear and visible to the attendants?
already done. We are able to see that.
Okay.
And
Probably there's. Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
so we are the no, there is a only one. No, there is a tractor manufacturer which is having a 3 lakh capacity in a single location. And we are already know there is as I mentioned, no, there is a we are the no, there is a largest exporter from this country, and again no, we are growing in the no, there is a export market, and we have no, there is a very ambitious plan in that. Our products are present more than 130 countries, and we have no, there is a partner with no, there is a Myanmar, which we already started manufacturing the tractors from India and exporting to the market. And now the event no, there is a this event is no meant for no, there is a buyer seller event. So we have no, there is a what is the commodities which we are sourcing, and what is the spent value on this, and what is overall our major suppliers overall given for us casting. Our annual spent value is no, there is a 768 crores, and major suppliers Oliver, KFL, Ashok Leyland, Menon, Gatia Patel, CII, Sivalik, Universal Foundry. Similarly, forging gear and shaft, we are almost a spend value of no 820 crores. So we have major supplier like JNA, Milestone, Amazon, Globe, Sadhu, Auto International, all the suppliers. And shipment.
Nagaraji, there is some screen pop-up on your screen. So can you please refresh your system once?
Okay.
Anji, some block is coming up there.
Some block is coming.
Yes, yes.
Should I again redo that? No. Yes, but I'll call you. Now you are able to see? Mr. Diman, it is okay, Praveen.
Anji, Nagaraji, you can please move.
No, is it okay now? There is a visible now?
Sir, it is taking time to upload on the screen.
Okay. But I could see that screen now.
No, that blockage is still there.
Blockage is still there.
Anji. Some square box is there on the screen, because of which we are not able to see the complete presentation.
Square box.
ये हर सबको दिख रहा है वहां से ये डब्बा सबको ही दिख रहा है क्योंकि जो ये है ना
Now you're okay, or still no, there is some disturbances there? Now you are able to see there is no one.
Nagaraji, it's better than before. You can start now, please.
Achha, it is okay now, no? Okay.
Anji.
So we have now there is the major commodities. Now there is what is the spent value and overall our major suppliers. So what you can see is now these are all the major commodities and the spent value and overall the major suppliers, which I'm showing it this way. And now coming to the supplier, first now there is The existing supplier, there is no issue on adding, there is a new component or new business. And, there is if it is a new supplier, then there is will be, there is going through that, there is their supplier profile and who was having a good, there is infra and, there is a customer base. That if it is okay, then we will know there is send you the NDA, there is agreement, there is a selection process, which sign off, and then we'll start floating the drawings which are required for the quotation purpose or commercial purpose. So the steps of the commercial discussion, so which involves there is a detailed cost breakup and competitive commercials we expect suppliers to present it, and if it is okay, then we will send for a supplier evaluation audit. So this audit, minimum, there is a, will have the audit score of minimum 70 is eligible for, there is a start development. So with that, there will start development of, there is a parts and signing of agreement. Then there will be, there is a purchase agreement also, there is with us. So that need to be signed for online. What is there is a supplies quality agreement and warranty agreement, and what is there is a if at all any there is a model change, all this there is a coverage of there is a all coverages. Then what the business, then sample submission. So it required then validation and approval process. Then go for a pilot lot with the 3 or there is a minimum lots. Then it starts a bulk supplies. So basically there is a we require there is a the commitment from suppliers also. So one is of course the top management commitment is very, very vital. Then suppliers should have the sound financial one, continuous technology upgradation in terms of there is a JVs or they have their own expertism to there is a continuity on the market leader or something, and the product development capability of course, and they should be in a competitive pricing at any point of time. So of course we are there is a willing to there is a work on the dedicated capacity. Our supplier also there is a willing to dedicate the capacities with that, which create strategic alliance between both supplier and there's us. And look at there is a I'm seeing showing the pictures there is some of the component which we would like to source. So these are there is a major casting which we are sourcing it there is a currently there is a, we buy almost about 10,000 tons in a month, consume about. And of course there is a we are there is a looking at there is a new suppliers also of course this one. Then of course the electrical part is of course the wiring harness assembly, flasher and relay, switches, instrument cluster, tank unit. These are there's the commodities which we are looking at now. So other commodities there is a which I presented there is a in the first slide there is a what is our proprietary parts, all this. So with that I conclude my presentation. Yes, Praveen ji.
Nagaraji, your presentation is over?
Yes, yes.
Achha. So I request all the attendees for their queries from Mr. Nagaraji. Nagaraji, here is one query from Mr. Siddharth Mittalji. He is introducing himself from Auto International, one of the leading manufacturer of drop forged and machine components based in Ludhiana. And we are
already our supplier.
Okay. We are proud manufacturer and customized closed die hot forging in carbon and alloy steel ranging from 1 kg to 20 kgs. Further, we have been supplying for our forging components to countries like Poland, Germany, Denmark, Turkey, Brazil, and other European countries. And as a part of our global expansion,
okay,
we would love to associate with the esteemed companies for the carbon and alloy steel forgings.
Okay.
After that, Mr. Gaurang Vadkarji, he is leading supplier of sheet metal parts in domestic tractor markets. Please let us know if you have any requirement of stamping parts and kindly share your contact details. So Nagaraji would request if
Of
you
course,
can
no.
share your contact details once here.
Okay. So you have my contact details, all this available, no?
So now I request our next panelist, Mr. Pritiman Panigiriji from New Holland Tractors. So over to you, Pritimanji.
Hello. Good afternoon. Can you see me?
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pritimanji. You can please start your presentation, please.
Let me know when you see the presentation. Is it visible? Hello. Is the presentation visible?
Hanji, Pritimanji, please make it a full screen presentation. Otherwise, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yes,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Praveen. Thanks, CII, for arranging this wonderful conference. And good afternoon, everyone, to all the viewers. I am Pritiman Panigrahi, General Manager Purchasing in CNH Industrial. I thought, let me take this opportunity to first talk about what we are now. I mean, when we talk about India, I said, let me first put a perspective on the demand supply situation in India, what is happening across the supply chain. The economy has picked up well since last 4 or 5 months after the pandemic effect. Agriculture is doing good. Auto and consumer goods are also shown a lot of demand surge. The incentives from government is also has been significantly pushing the economy. The Atmanirbhar Bharat and Make in India initiatives has been really good. There are a lot of announcement which has been done to help the suppliers and the supply chain to get the economy kicking. CNH India, we are into tractors and agri machineries manufacturing. We are doing good. We also have grown since last months in a better way. But with all this demand, the supply situation is also stretched because there are migration issues. The labor gone to their hometown, then coming back, availability of skilled labor, raw material prices going through the roof has been a challenge to the supply base. It's not that our supply base is not gearing up or there is a lack of intention. But the point is the kind of sudden surge in the demand has put some pressure on the supply. So if you look at all this, the demand growth and next 2 quarters also looks to be very, very good. With this, I strongly feel that sourcing strategy and the supply chain will be very critical for any business. Now, the point is, are we ready for all these things? Are our supplier base ready for all these challenges? What is to be done? The only expectation, there are few expectations as an OE towards the supply base is that the supply chain has to be agile. You should be ready to ramp up and ramp down quickly to meet the flexible demand, because you know that this industry is a cyclical industry. So there are 2 cycles in a year, which happens every year, and then the demand goes up suddenly in those months. And then there are a few months which will be lean months. So you should be, the supplier base should be ready to be agile and then catering to all these demands from these ways. Now every function needs to be integrated. It's not that only the function should not be working in silos. There has to be a complete integration between functions. When I say functions, it is manufacturing, supply chain, logistics, finance, etc. Everybody has to be working together to make this as a success. Market research and demand planning are the 2 major ingredients to avoid this bullwhip effect, which happens. Usually people try to keep more inventory. If I need 100, I will jack that up to 120 by my PPC, and my PPC to another 10% to my supply chain logistics, and then supply chain goes to the supplier for another 20%. So this makes the whole supply chain jacked up by 50-60%, and then there are a lot of inventory which keeps on building at different levels. So the research and the demand planning has to be properly planned, and that is what continuously we are working towards it. Data analytics and the digitalization has to be giving all these inputs towards market research and demand planning. Now, what are the ingredients to build this supplier base? In CNH, we work very closely with our supplier base to have this agile supply chain in place. The main focus is to localize 90% by value and by content. The part numbers as well as the value wise, we are more than 90% for our track. We need technically and commercially competent supplier base. For sure, the technical competence through a very optimized cost is what is the expectation from us. The suppliers should have a healthy balance sheet and then ready to invest for the expansion when it is required. The attitude of the supplier towards having a long-term relationship. We do not work with suppliers or we don't believe that, okay, the relationship is only for 3, 4, 5 years. It has to be 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, because there are many suppliers who are associated with us, pay with us during the thick and thin times. So we need those kind of suppliers. And then we don't believe in multi-sourcing and then one component given by 4, 5, 10 suppliers. Not. We maximum go up to 2 and 3 suppliers, not more than 3. We do not have any supply component which is having more than 3 suppliers. Flexibility in manufacturing and supply chain. As I said, the supply chain has to be agile. The supplier has to be positive towards that, towards the flexibility, so that the highs and lows can be managed. Now, saying all these things, I thought let me put forward some specific components wherein we are really looking forward to some suppliers who are really capable. Because in this category of parts, we need some good either second source or a localization attempt. When I say this, these are cardan shafts, the double universal joint shafts. Walker shaft, which is used in combine, long thin shafts greater than 1000 mm. So this is where we need good supplier base. These long thin shafts will be having gear cutting also. So the hubbing has to be done. The actuators and DC motors for combines, we need good supplier base for that. We also need high technology seats for our high-end cabins, which are mainly exported towards the US. So there we need, if we have some good capable suppliers in India, that would be really good. We need good supplier base, forks, yokes in and around NCR region. Big transmission housing machines also NCR region, wherein if somebody is really capable, having some good setup and in-house forging facility, we will definitely look at it. Hydraulic lifts for tractors also is another category wherein we would like to evaluate you. So this is what, and please let us know your capability, and then we would love to evaluate you to make you as our strategic partner. So this is a short presentation which I made. Thought we'll share with all of you just to have more leverage out of this conference. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Praveen.
Thank you. So, any queries from Mr. Prithvi?
Any queries from sellers to Mr. Prithvi? I would request all the sellers to
Would request all these sellers to post their queries in the chat box for any queries from Mr. Prithmanji. So no queries as of now. So I request now our next the OEM from Mahindra and Mahindra, Mr. Sanjeev Gupta ji, and he is the Vice President Sourcing. So I request Mr. Sanjeev Gupta ji to please present his make his presentation, please.
By the time Mr. Gupta is joining, I'll just quickly address a few questions to Mr. Prithiman. So there's a question from Mr. Arjun S, which mentions, just read that out. Yeah, so Mr. Prithiman, this is a question from Mr. Arjun S, that do you need design service for your seating systems?
When I say seats, these are the tractor cabin seats. And then if the supplier is capable of having design as well as manufacturing capability, that is good.
Thank you. Then we have a question from Mr. Gaurang Vadkar. This is that we supply yokes and levers to leading OEM in tractors. Do you have a requirement?
Is it only yokes, or we are also looking for good suppliers in forks, fork, yoke, gates, everything?
So Mr. Vadkar, maybe you can just respond to this in the chat box, and I'm moving to the next question in the meanwhile.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, there's a question, Mr. Prithiman, here again, that from Mr. Naresh Kumar Das. He's mentioning that we have India. Yeah, so Mr. Prithiman, this is a question that, no, a remark, in fact, that we at Quality Foils India Private Limited are leading manufacturer of flexible stainless steel bellow hose assemblies. We also can make and design EGR flex connector as per the customer requirements. Kindly suggest how do we get associated with yourself?
What's the name you said? Sorry, I missed the name.
The name of the gentleman is Naresh Kumar Das, and the name of the company is Quality Foils India Private Limited.
Okay, maybe if we can be helped with a corporate presentation, it will be really helpful, and then we can take it forward from there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Naveen Rao has requested for details of CNH that we will respond to you. Then we have the next. The response from Mr. Vadkar, Mr. Prithiman, is that yes, Mr. Vadkar can also supply forks as well.
That's good. So we would like to evaluate.
Then there is a question from Mr. Arun Jain. Does CNH require LED lights which are rugged, and how to add a new supplier on their RFQ list?
We don't need LED lights as such. We have already localized the cat eye lamp. The RFQ process is a bit rigorous in CNH to add to the supplier base into CNH system. There will be a full day audit, there is a buyer assessment, then there is a full day audit on the complete process of the supplier. Then there will be techno-commercial offer, which will be evaluated through an NDA and COC process, code of conduct, and then non-disclosure agreement. The warranty agreement also is discussed. So there is a sequence of event which happens to be added as a supplier to CII.
Thank you, sir. Then the next question is from Mr. Adhit Kumar. Is there any requirement for sheet metal and fabrication?
Not really, but exactly what kind of capability you have, if you can help us through a corporate presentation, then it will be easier to take decision, because there are very good supplier base in and around NCR for the sheet metal and fabrication. But if there is any specific competence you have, we would like to evaluate that supplier as well.
Thank you. The next question, sir, is from Mr. Himanshu Geda. Is CNH looking for hydraulic lift part or as assembled?
As a system.
Thank you. And I think the last query is from Mr. Rahul Dhami on any camshaft requirements from CNH.
Camshaft, we have quite competent supplier. But what is the technology is used? Is forged or casting, or what is it? I mean, because ours is forged and machined. So
fine, sir. So, sir, earlier, my colleague Praveen was interacting with you. This is Jasdeep, from CII. I just wanted to cross-check with you that is there? Did you leave your contact details, because we are receiving many requests, for how can these sellers reach out to you?
My mail ID and the contact number is there, and I also asked Praveen to get in contact with one of my colleagues.
Right,
so
sir.
you can address the queries to us, and then we will take care.
Fine. So those details can be shared with all the participants here.
Yeah, I would like the specific participants who are interested, rather than spreading it everywhere, so it becomes very difficult.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Fine.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time and answering
It's a pleasure.
very, very patiently. We are now requesting Mr. Sanjeev Gupta, our last presenter for the day, to please begin his presentation. So over to you, Mr. Gupta, and welcome to this 2 days event, and especially this session. Over to you, Mr. Gupta.
Mic is muted.
Maybe you would like to unmute yourself. We are not able to hear you. The presentation is visible, but we are not able to hear you.
Good afternoon, Pradeep and CII. Am I audible now?
Yes, Mr. Gupta, you are audible, and the presentation can also be seen. Please go ahead.
Okay. Thanks, CII team. Good afternoon, CII team, respected panelists, leaders and captains, and the representatives of Indian automotive industry. Thanks for being very patient and very involved participation. I was quite enthusiastically hearing some of the queries what many of you have been posting and seeking the questions, and inquisitively you have been seeking the replies. So thanks for being very, very participated and elite group on this very great initiative from the CII team. Definitely, this initiative is far and fortifying the very theme of strengthening the Atmanirbhar Bharat. And what could have been the other way that Swaraj, which itself has been leading this unsaid initiative for more than 4 decades, because our name itself suggests Swaraj, and which itself talks about being resilient and being very, very, I would say, Atmanirbhar in itself. All of us at Swaraj and Mahindra are proud to be associated with Swaraj, and we proudly say Mera Swaraj. We all feel by saying Mera Swaraj. Swaraj is is synonym to Josh, and it brings a lot of Josh, energy, and commitment to our customers, to our farmers, to our associates, to our dealers, to our service people, to our all business partners, including our suppliers. They are very much integral part of our total ecosystem, including supply chain. To just share with you, our Josh, Juhi, can you just play the AV, please? You're not able to hear. Can you just put the audio, please? Conglomerate in the Indian and the global industry and the business arena, founded somewhere in 1945, and from miles to miles it has grown leaps and bounds. Over 21 billion US dollar group, has many verticals summarized in 12 key business verticals, and as I speak, I represent AFS, which includes farm, automotive, agri-allied, and the trucks and the powertrain business. Next, please. So on the automotive sector, I think many of you must be enjoying the safe and comfortable ride of our automotive products. On the farmer side, we represent the #1 brand of Indian tractor industry under two brands, Mahindra and Swaraj. So right now I'll concentrate more on Swaraj brand. Next, please. Just to share some overview, since we come with a very strong background of business acumen and as well as highly customer-oriented organization, which is here we are always proud to say for Swaraj that most of our designers, most of our employees are farmers by background, or they are farmers themselves or belong to a very strong farmer community. So it's a product which is by the farmer for the farmer. So किसानी हमारे यहाँ पे डिजाइन करते हैं उस बैकग्राउंड से, उनको ये नीड बहुत अच्छे से मालूम है कि इंडियन एग्रीकल्चर इंडस्ट्री में किस तरह के प्रोडक्ट्स, किसान की क्या क्या दिक्कतें हैं, उनको क्या क्या चैलेंजेस हैं और किस तरह से प्रोडक्टिविटी को और आउटकम को बढ़ाया जा सकता है, उनको सहूलियत की जा सकती है और पूरी की पूरी अनाज की उत्पादन को बढ़ाया जा सकता है, उसके बारे में पूरी तरह से वाकिफ हैं। उसके साथ हम बड़ा स्ट्रॉन्ग विजन लेके चल रहे हैं दैट we are committed to deliver prosperity to more than 75 million farmers to help rise. Rise remains the philosophy of Mahindra Group. This is our BHAG, which is big, hairy, audacious goals, and we say that we want to be 7x, 7 times than what we are by 2025. Next, please. On the Swaraj wide product range, no need to mention that we make whatever is being produced on tractor side, right from the smallest horsepower to the high horsepower, more than 120 plus models to which are suited and customized to every customer's, every farmer's need, no matter what he expects. We try our level best to meet and exceed his expectations. Yeah, so we have already more than 15 million. We have 1.5 million, 15 lakh customers are already satisfied customers, and this data is almost 3 years old. And as I speak, we are in excess of 1.7, 1.75 million satisfied customers are there. The first 5 lakh was achieved in 28 years, the next in 11 years, and the following 5 lakhs were achieved in 5. And we are fairly confident that the next 5, within next 2.5 to 3 years time, will be another 5 lakhs. So with this very strong foothold and customer connect and very strong brand of for the customer, we are increasing our capacities, capabilities, both for us, for our total supply chain ecosystems, and we look forward to achieve the next milestone very soon. On the network, we have a strong 750 to 800 plus dealers, 57 plus distributors, pan-India, from north to east, and from north to south, and west to east, all across we have a presence. Very strong supplier and partner network. This has always been the strength of Swaraj for last more than 4 decades. We have more than 400 supplier partners. We have purchases which is in excess of 6,500 plus IVCs, and today, as I speak, we have around 67 to 70% as the what could have been the better testimony of stating Atmanirbhar. And if you see the spread, we are concentrated in the northern part, and we have spread across India. Majority of our purchases are from the northern India. Next, please. On the selection process, I would say I would first like to give the very core philosophy, because whatever we do, whatever we engage with, and it has to be customer centric and very, very strong customer focused. Whether we as a brand or our partners, we all exist for customer. So whatever we do, we call it as a crusade 2.0, where we say we believe that everything right, first time right, and differentiated customer experience. So whatever we do, everything has to be right. It has to be first time right. And whatever we do, there has to be a differentiated, pleasurable, rememberable, memorable customer experience. We define it as Crusade 2.0. Our basic guidelines and the philosophy that reflects on this slide is right supplier partner, right relationship. As I mentioned, quality remains non-negotiable. Highest standard of code of conduct. We'll talk more about this in coming slides. And we are an organization which is more than 4 decades, and we strongly believe in co-creating the total supply chain ecosystem. The key requirements, they have been evolving. It cannot remain constant. Over the period, it has been evolving and evolving. And all this happens with the involvement of our supplier partners. The best part is we are a 4 decades old pure Hindustani manufacturing company. Our designers, manufacturing capabilities, our supply chain capabilities, our distribution capabilities, our customer base, though we have exports as well, are co-created. So we are saying that the forthcoming, we keep adding the key partner requirement as the business evolves, the new requirements evolve. So we keep adding. So strong financial stability, long-term relationship is surmounting, and of course, non-negotiable quality performance. Pricing, of course, can be discussed and negotiated, but quality and delivery remains non-negotiable. Going forward, the capability of e-commerce will also be evaluated. On the requirement side, I would not like to read the slide for you. I can leave it for maybe a few seconds. You can see, and if there are any questions, I'll be more than happy to participate in the discussion with you during the Q&A. Next, please. On the process side, all procurements are done only with the suppliers who are already registered. So we are fully sourced, and we have got a cross-functional panel that does the assessment. Both we have got 3 levels of assessment: technical assessment, financial assessment, and a system assessment. And there is a what we call as a task. So some of the prerequisites are reflecting on the slide. Maybe you can see yourself. There is a sustainability. We're a benchmark organization as far as sustainability is concerned in the Indian auto industry, Indian tractor industry, as well as globally. We have had many awards on sustainability, so that is a key parameter and indicator for sustainability as well. We'll talk a little bit more in the few slides. These are the basic prerequisites. In the last line, you can see that we have got a very strong supplier connect where what we call is M-Setu. In Hindi, it means it's a bridge. It's a bridge between us and our supplier partners. So this is a live portal, and we can be contacted, we can be engaged, we can communicate through this besides other mode of communications. Next, please. On the policy side, our policies are governed by sustainability drive, what we call as 3P. That is people, social responsibility, then planet and environment, and of course, to run the business in the whole economy, to generate a sustainable business, the profitability. So the whole of the procurement guidelines are involving all these 3Ps. Next, please. On the process side, we have got 6 verticals in sourcing at Swaraj, and one of the verticals which is responsible for engagement of new part supplier partners is what we call as CDMM. The full form is Component Development and Materials Management. This team is responsible for new product development as well as engaging new partners for procurement of the direct material which goes into the end product manufacturing. So all the parts are developed by CDMM. There is a well laid down process which is called SNPD, which is Swaraj New Product Development Process. It is available. It has got 12 plus 2 gateways. Each gate has to be cleared. Then we have got a strong commercial auto system, what we call as NVPC. It's a new vendor part combination which is raised. Then there is a purchase order, and of course, then there is a process for SOVP. Mahindra & Mahindra remains the top-notch organization and collaborator for having set very, very high standards of code of conduct and corporate governance. That has been the key. And this we sincerely believe, live, and we expect our supplier partners to engage with us with higher standards of code of conduct. So there is a very strong code of conduct which every supplier partner is supposed to have an agreement with us and comply to this. Right now on this platform, we are reflecting as it is. It is available on the portal. So I will not go through the line by line. I think it is self-explanatory. Beyond this, for engagement, we have non-disclosure agreements with all our supplier partners, a confidentiality agreement with our supplier partners. We do not restrict our supplier partners to engage with other competitors, but at the same time, the information flow, whatever is there, which is proprietary for Swaraj or Mahindra, for sure it cannot be shared with the other supplier partners for the confidentiality reasons. I think this is this is very much integral part of the code of conduct. Of course, when things don't go right the way the supplier partner agrees with us to comply with as an ethical organization, if there is a non-compliance, then definitely there is a consequence management which is also well laid out, and it is shared with the supplier partners as we engage with them. I would like to mention that we are not only seeking the inputs from supplier partners, we are actually engaging with them. At Swaraj and Mahindra, we are known for being a partner. We see them as a very strong relationship with them. when I'm saying not for the sake of saying it, we engage with them for their capability building. There are only very few organizations who engage with supplier partners for capability of their people, their technical capability, their shop floor management capabilities, their raw material planning capabilities, including the problem solving. We have got very strong programs which run engage suppliers. We have more than 70 partners who are engaging and taking the benefit of this engagement. We call it as MYB, Mahindra Yellow Belt Program, Poka-Yoke, mistake proofing. And going forward, we are engaging even for the Black Belt programs with our supplier partners, both on quality, cost, and delivery efficiencies. So with this, we can be contacted very simply. This email ID is in front of you. You can just reach out to us. Very simple, because we are known for simplicity. You can just reach out. This is this mail connect can be accessed for the next 7 days till the closing hours of 24 December. This is live. You can post whatever your queries are, whatever your brochures, comments, queries, interest. Just feel free to connect with us, and our team will get back to you. So with this, I can leave. I leave it. Joey, can you just play the video, please?
अरे भैया जब उन्होंने इस
So is that all from Swaraj? I think we've finished on the corporate video, and the presentation is also over. I'll just request Mr. Gupta's attention here we might receive some questions in the chat box.
Sure.
I hope you are also able to view them, or should I just start reading out to them one by one?
Maybe it will be a request if you can.
Yeah. So the first question comes in from Mr. Arijit Bose. He mentions, it's not a question, in fact, just a remark that he is introducing himself as Auto International, one of the leading manufacturers of drop, forged, and machine components based in Ludhiana. We are proud manufacturer of customized closed die hot forging ranging from 1 kg to 20 kgs. Our forte lies in the manufacturing of tractor components. Kindly give us an opportunity to cater your forging requirements. And he is requesting if you can actually visit their virtual stall on the Hive platform for this event.
Thanks for your interest, keen interest in associating with Swaraj, and we sincerely value that. For sure, you can post your whatever best inputs are there on our email, and definitely we'll get in touch with you. Yeah. Next question,
Thank you, sir. We have this next question from Mr. Rahul Dami. Any camshaft requirement for Swaraj?
Yeah, camshafts are without camshafts, the engine don't run, friend. So yes, but right now we are fully sourced and we have got all technologies which are being used, even the forthcoming technologies. So definitely, if there are new upcoming technologies, for sure you can post your technology details on the email which has been shared, and we will be able to connect with you.
Thank you, sir. I'll request all the sellers to please come up with the next questions. We'll wait. We'll request Mr. Gupta to wait for some time, and we'll read out these questions to him. Requesting all the sellers to post their questions in the chat box, please. So there's another remark from Mr. Yagna Narayana. He says, "Dear sir, as we are supplier of high pressure die casting dies and parts based in Hyderabad, is there any requirement for die casting tools and die casted machine parts? If any such requirement, kindly share the details, contact details."
Thanks, Mr. Narayan. I think our contact details has already been shared during this. So very simple, just post it on that email, and should there be any requirement, definitely our team will reach you out.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta. I think we have another query from Mr. Gaurang Vadkar. Dear Gupta sir, is there any requirement of stamping components? He's from Standard.
Yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead.
So Mr. Vadkar is from Standard Spring and Metal Pressing Works.
Mr. Vadkar, thanks for your interest, and definitely requirements are there, and they keep coming and keep pouring in as we are expanding, and definitely I think if all the criterias are being met as I laid out, though we are fully sourced at the moment, but definitely there is ample opportunity. So you can connect, and on the email you can post your details, and definitely our team will be able to reach out to you.
Thank you, sir. Any further queries from anyone? Otherwise, we'd like to declare the session, today's VDP, to be closed. We'll just wait for another 1 minute or so. In the meanwhile, I'm just putting this for everyone's reference, that I believe all the sellers have received their pre-scheduled time slots for tomorrow's buyer-seller meetings. The entire day is spread from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. There are 10 minutes meetings with different OEMs. So we are wishing you all the very best for these very specific and targeted meetings. And we sincerely wish and hope that this is a one step ahead, for starting a new business association. So please do adhere to the timings which have been allocated to you for tomorrow's meeting, and wish you all the best once again. Mr. Gupta, we have another few remarks here coming in. One is from Mr. Ravindra Chaitanya. He's from Kofle Taylor, India, the plant located in Chennai. We are JV of Kofle, which is from Italy, and Taylor from India. We are manufacturer of control cables. So if there is any requirement, he's requesting, please let him know.
Sure, Chaitanya.
So is there a requirement, sir? I mean, is Swaraj looking for such a requirement? Control cable?
What I understood, maybe we can see some more details, Praveen, because control cables find a limited use in tractors because of the transmission is designed like that. But at the same time, if there is any forthcoming requirement and if the product portfolio what they are designing, developing, and delivering can find some usage, definitely will engage.
Thank you, sir. The next query is from Mr. Angad Singh. Is Swaraj looking for crankshaft seals, valves, stem seals, PCV valves?
Right now, we are fully sourced.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And
And
then,
so, from my side, I would like to thank all the participants and very engaging session. Thank you very much, and hopefully we enter the new year with a lot of josh, energy, and the COVID challenges will be behind us. So, wish you all the good of health, best of luck for the forthcoming year. Thank you very much from Mahindra Swaraj.
thank you, sir. Thank you, and thank you to all the OEM representatives who could make it for this second half of the day for detailing out their requirements. Thank you also to the participants for patiently listening to all these requirements. We now declare the VDP session and the day one close. Request all of you to join in time tomorrow for the buyer seller meetings. Wish you all a very good evening and thank you so much.